Hi everybody, Dan Ullman, Mike Beer, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Friday, March the 31st is race number 8 at Oaklawn, stakes action for Arkansas breds. The $100,000 Rainbow Stakes. Let's take a look at this field. Again, 6 furlongs, 3-year-olds. Head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download those free Formulator past performances and handicap along with us in post position order. The number 1 is Quietly Cuba, a maiden after 2 starts, but like several others in this race, blessed with early foot.
Yeah, there's plenty of speed in this race, which I guess doesn't help a horse who looks like she needed, or he needed to catch some breaks if he was going to win this thing. He's a maiden on the way in, 2 maiden claiming losses. He's got speed, he doesn't have much else.
Doesn't have a lot of stamina. That could be very problematic with several other perhaps horses with more quality and more speed to the outside. That's Quality Cuba, the number 1, and a couple of horses that exit that last race have not gone on to acquit themselves very well. The 2 is Jack B. Quick. Jack B. Quick is blessed with being able to sit off of the pace because there is some speed in here. He came from off it to beat maiden special weights at Delta Downs 3 starts back. Now he's making the 3rd start of the form cycle. That race 2 back, 67 Beyer fig, just needs to improve a little bit off that effort.
If nothing else, he fits this race really well. He's got the right running style for it because there's tons of speed surrounding him in here, so maybe he just catches the right setup. I liked that he was able to close to win that short sprint to break his maiden. That was a 2-turn 7 furlongs at Delta. He ran fine that day, closing from last to be 2nd. This race sets up very well for this horse.
Runner-up from that most recent start, a 6-furlong race at Oaklawn, in which he passed a tired 1 or 2 in the stretch, came back to run 2nd with a 63 Beyer and a $30,000 state-bred starter allowance race. The number 3 is 501, going out for Brad Cox. This horse took a lot of money for the career debut, and I thought was very, very game, fighting every step of the way.
Yeah, it was a pretty good debut for this horse. He did an awful lot of work in that race, and it's also one of those things, you know, I feel like you look at it and go, well, he was contesting the pace there, and he managed to get it done. There's a ton of speed in this race. I'm not so sure he just isn't the best horse in this race, Dan. And the other thing is, off of that debut, he got away from the gate fine. I think they just went up after the pace in that race because nobody else really went. He just went up to contest it and he wound up getting the best of it. But I'm not so sure he just, has to be involved in a fast pace here.
In his debut, he ran 6 furlongs and won 11.75 on that same day, February the 3rd, Oaklawn. Older non-winners of 2 other than state breds went 6 furlongs in slower time, 1:11.86. It appears that the 3-501 is the horse to beat. Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for our Friday race of the day. They have the 3-501 up there. They also have the 4 Bays Commander as the fastest of the fast. They expect this to be a fast pace. Does that work against 501?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that could be the real chink in his armor. I mean, if he gets up there and gets, just gets hooked on a pace with a bunch of other horses, it could work against him. I suspect he's just better than the other speed horses in this race, though, Dan. I think he's going to be pretty tough in here.
Timeform US has Bays Commander out in front. He has been on the lead in his last 2 races, but like the 1 Quietly Cuba, a maiden still.
Yeah, his races just aren't very good. He's got speed, but his races aren't very good.
The 5, J.E.'s Hand-Me-Down, has the best Beyer speed figure of this field, a 77 Beyer for a blowout victory against state-bred 25,000 maiden Sellers last time out. He did that on the lead, but in his debut, he showed a willingness to come from off the pace. Timeform US has him sitting just off. That might be a nice spot.
Yeah, that's what I like about him. He doesn't, he got the big figure just going right to the front of the race where they couldn't keep up with him, and he was basically on a clear lead the entire way. He won't get that trip in this race, but he may not need that trip. His debut was okay.
The 6 All Too Stormy was bet down to 5-2 in a 12-horse field in his career debut. I guess that's a good sign.
Yeah.
The bad sign is he's now raced twice and he's beaten 2 horses combined.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't know what was going on there. I mean, you feel like there has to be some kind of story for the money that he took first time out in a 12-horse field to boot. I mean, this horse got bet. It was a wet track. He didn't do really any running. He had a little bit of a trip last time, but I think you got to be concerned this horse can't run after 2 starts.
Another horse that should be forwardly placed is our Formulator Fact runner, the number 7, Checkmate Charlie, for trainer Ingrid Mason. Let's take a look at that Formulator Fact. Over the past couple of years, 3-year-old dirt sprinters going 2nd off the layoff, 26%, a $3.67 ROI. Debut, good. Last time out, not so good.
Yeah, debut good, right on the front on a wet track. Came back to take on winners. Never an easy thing to do. Never really got involved and gave it up through the stretch. he's better than his last race. He's got a great post on the outside. If he can work out the right trip, I think he's a contender.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the formulator race of the day for Friday at Oaklawn Park. We're both going to go with Brad Cox, Ricardo Santana, the 3-5-0-1. Very promising debut where he fought it out on the pace. Pace might be stronger this time around. We just think he's the best horse.
I just liked his debut a lot. I think this horse is okay.
3-2-5 for Mike, 3-5-2 for me in the $100,000 Rainbow Stakes. If you are playing the Oaklawn Friday card from home, $300 sign-up bonus to DRF bets just waiting for you at drf.com/trifecta. Approximate post time for the Rainbow, 4:42 Central. Best of luck.